So I started at Red Ventures 4 years ago in our insurance vertical leading operations and transitioned on to the Bankrate project early in the diligence phase. Hung on there through the integration of the acquisition and then working on the creditcards.com vertical. I think the Bankrate acquisition was really the time that I realized how much responsibility that Red Ventures will put on somebody relatively quickly. I guess I'd thought of work up until this point as you do analysis, you present the analysis, and you let someone else make the decision. And what I realized through that diligence process was that the work and analysis that I was doing was informing a $1.4 billion decision that was going to totally impact the course of this company's future. I think it really pushed me to develop my capabilities. The way I presented findings really left me more confident that my abilities were enough to inform good decisions. Great thing about Red Ventures, and it's really a recurring theme around here, is that you're always expected to do a little bit more than you think you're able to do. But I think what I've found looking back on it, and the reason why it's a little bit more comfortable now, is that I know that I'll eventually figure out how to do it. And I think that's where you really see growth in your career and really your life around your career.
I'm Jonathan Gerhardt, and I lead AllConnect Engineering. I went to college for mechanical engineering, and I was really excited about building jets and cars and off-road vehicles and cool stuff like that, but everything always went back to software. Then I found myself at AllConnect building their next generation sales platform and their integration software. And then lo and behold, Red Ventures acquired AllConnect. One of the first things that happened to me during the acquisition was attending Culture Fest. There was this drive to change and exist in the current operating conditions as opposed to being defined by the past. What I tried to do is instill and develop that culture in my leaders. And when I started to see a team look to each other and say, we can own that problem and we can take this to a better place. That's what I think is really special about Red Ventures culture, is that willingness to change and to lean into areas where the answers require growth.
I started at Red Ventures as an associate on our SEO team. I spent a couple years there and then moved to our customer experience team, which allowed me the opportunity to eventually join the Brazil team and start up our first international office in Sao Paulo, Brazil, back in 2015. Brazil was really a game changer for my career for a lot of reasons. I specifically remember on probably the second day in Brazil, our first partner meeting, where we were really deciding who are we going to work with, how are we actually going to structure this thing and build this business. And I remember sitting across the table from a group of gentlemen who were far more experienced than me. There was not a single other female in the room. And I was talking about the Red Ventures history when I myself had only been there for about 4 years. In that moment, I not only realized, wow, this is really happening and we're doing this, but it was transformative in the sense that I knew the most about Red Ventures. It was really on me to figure out how to bring the best of the Red Ventures culture to our Brazil office.